The weekly news is here again. Oh, great excitement. We actually have a customer's car on the ramps rather than our own. So Mike's rally car is on the ramps, and we're going to change the rear crank seal on it, which of course gives us a new technical video. So we'll be doing the rear crank seal on that. Also, his battery has got a very high internal resistance, so there's going to be a new battery on there, and we need to sort out that license plate light as well, I see. So, a little bit of work on Mike's car. Our own cars, what's been going on? The PV, yeah, we've been running around in the 444 for a while. Very enjoyable, very nice. We kind of really need to sell that though. We have got to get our act together and actively sell it rather than just keep saying we're going to sell it. And Emma's Amazon, yep, we've been making sure that the overdrive is behaving, which it is fully doing so. There is still that clunk, so we need to investigate that. Is that in the prop shaft? Is it in the rear bushes? Is it in the diff? We need to check that out. So that'll, we'll come back to that later. Okay, that's the workshop. Let's go and have a look at rack number 4 of our parts. Okay, up on this section here is my D-Jetronic kit. So fuel injection, both the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder, and both the D-Jetronic, and there's actually a couple of, is it the L-Jetronics, is it? That came on the American cars, I think, the American 140s. So that is my dwindling resources of fuel injection parts. This is effectively assorted old exhaust sections, and that's a new P1800 one. Yeah, like I was saying last week on the previous rack, we tend to be selling more kits these days rather than individual items, so it gets very little use now. Down here, carburettory manifoldy area. So we're kind of running lower on manifolds. Look at that, there's half of a B30 exhaust. And the heat shields, choke mechanisms, and early style air filter bases, for which we really have no air filter tops for, sadly, yeah, the air filter tops are very difficult now. Okay, moving on. Installation there. Some late type Amazon and 140 ducting. Up here is our Rally 142 area, so that's stuff I've taken off or is not used at the moment. And a collection of drums. That's actually an Amazon front drum, so bigger diameter than usual. There's the rear drums. And the boys are having a bit of a play. So that's Deke, the younger one, on the left, and Zippy, who's almost 5, on the right. This shelf is servos from the single circuit Amazon P18 through to the 140 and 164 and P1800 twin circuits there. And then on the very top there, you can just make out some anti-roll bars for the Amazon and upper wishbones up there. So we then progress down. Now we have a good selection of B18 cylinder heads, and sadly a very small selection of 2-litre heads here. Moving along, a B16 block, some sumps. So this is my B16 B4 area. Look at that. A 4-branch manifold for the B16 tubular manifold. That was made by Competition Fabrications over in Wareham? Attleborough. A wonderful fabricators, very skilled lot over there. You have a pair of H4 carbs included over there. There's some heads, cylinder heads, and then down the bottom is an entire B4 engine and some more B16, B4 parts down there. Before coming back into our mainstream, B18, B20 rockers. There's a B30 rocker shaft there. B18 crankshafts. Some flywheels, flame traps, Amazon engine brackets, 140 engine brackets. And this is a strange old thing here. I think that's probably a B18 or B20 boat engine.
Can you get it out so we can look at it more? Competition of the week.
There we go. Look at that. I think that's, as I say, I think that's from the back of a boat engine. And if it is, then it's a 2 litre, late 2 litre car. Because look, it's got 8 bolt flywheel, not 6. That's it, rack number 4. Oh no, look, up here. These are brand new bumpers.
Let's get one out.
Now, although they look as though they might be 140, I don't think they are. I've got a load of part numbers for them, so I need to actually probably talk about those at some point. I think they must be 200 series bumpers. Oh, here we go, look at this, there's a list here. There you go, zoom in on that end, that might be helpful. That are the bumpers we have, that list there. So if any of that looks promising for you, let us know, and we'll see what we can do there. Okay, interesting shop items. Okay, this one, now, forgive me for this, because I would not normally try and sell a used air filter. However, I know for a fact this air filter has been used for less than 6,000 miles. Indeed, you look inside and you can see that the element is absolutely spotlessly clean. And of course, these air filters have a 25,000 mile service interval, 25,000. So if you'd like that, it came off an engine that we converted to twin carbs, that are 10 quid. 10 quid, I think there's something like 60 quid if you buy them new. Anyway, £10, if that could be helpful for you, let us know. Then we have a couple of very interesting items. So look at this. Now, first of all, we got really excited, that glass bowl fuel pump, until we noticed that although it's in its Volvo package, we're not quite sure what engine it's from, because this operating arm is wrong. It needs to be closer to that angle. And so therefore, if you have a glass bowl fuel pump, I think that you can remove this operating arm and replace it with your existing one, and therefore have a brand new primable there, that's the primer, glass bowl fuel pump. We would say £50 for that if you think you're up for doing that, or you recognise what engine it will go into and want it anyway. £50, brand new fuel pump. And this is the early P1800, the carburetted P1800 speedometer, fully reconditioned, absolutely immaculate. We sent this to Speedy Cables over here in the UK a while ago. It's graduated in miles per hour with the usual 120 maximum speed recorded. And Emma, what was a sensible price for that? Now that we feel is worth £150, probably worth £150 as a used item, but actually this is a reconditioned one by Speedy Cables and zeroed. So £150. It's been sitting on our shelf for a long time, which is why we're saying such a bargain price. If that could be useful to you, let us know. That's it for this week. As I say, we'll create that video on Mike's PV about changing the crankshaft seal. And huge thank you to those of you who have bought in on our Patreon launch. We really do appreciate it. We know you have a choice, and that you have come and put hard money where you think we'll actually use it to your benefit. That's great, thank you. And if you haven't had a look at Patreon, then please go and have a look at that and see if you can't help us produce more technical videos for the Volvo enthusiasts. Talk to you next week.